Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hidayah bin Saifuddin and I'm from DEN 2. And in this video, I'm gonna present 4 topic that I learned from Madam Zara, which is the first one is law of contract. The second one is legal aspect of business entities. The third one is law of agency. And last one is sale of goods. So let's start. Let's start with the first one. The first one is law of contract. What is contract? Contract is an agreement between two or more parties that is legally binding between them. We have basic of contract. We have promise. We have two type of promise: marriage promise and binding promise. Marriage promise is generally not enforceable, and for binding promise enforceable by law. And is section 2E. What's different between agreement and contract? For agreement, we have section 2E, every promise and every set of promise. For forming the consideration for each other is an agreement. And for section, for contract, we have section 2G, which is an agreement not enforceable by law, is said to be void. And we have basic element of a valid contract. We have 6: offer, acceptance, consideration, legality of object, sanctity, intention to create legal relation. And also type of contract, we have 3 type of contract: valid, void and voidable. For valid, a contract will be valid if all the 9 elements of a valid contract is fulfilled. And for void, a contract can be void if the contract is not enforceable by law. And we have section 26, 29, 27, 28, 29, 30 and 31. And the case is David Taylor son, and Bernard Training Co. And the last one is voidable. A contract will be voidable if it made without the free consent of the parties. And also it is section 10, 13 and 14. And also terms and condition in a contract. Term of contract, we have 2 types: express and implied. For condition, it means is stational to the main purpose of the contract, and warranty collateral to the main purpose of the contract. And discharge of contract, it means termination of the contract and free from the obligations. We have 3 types: discharge by performance, discharge by agreement, and discharge by impossibility of performance. And we have reminisce for breach of contract. What is reminisce for breach of contract? Is what suffering party in a contract can claim in the court against the other party. We have 5: damage, rescission of contract, cancelling the contract, specific performance, injunction, and also contumacy. And that's all for law of contract. We proceed for the next one. The second one is legal aspect of business entities. We have 3 types: sole proprietorship, partnership and company. Sole proprietorship, only one person running a business for himself, and also is register business under Registration of Business Act 1956, and they owns and manage the firm by himself, and also they can employs to manage the firm for him. And the liability is unlimited and can be sued in his name. And for partnership, 2 or more person carrying a business, and for normal we have 2 until 20%, and for professional no maximum limit, and register with Companies Commission with Malaysia under Registration of Business Act 1956, and partner agent of the firm for carrying a business, and also their liability is unlimited, and right and duties of partner in partnership, section 26, take part in the management of the partnership business, and we have dissolution or termination of the partnership. We have 2, by agreement and by operation of law, unless otherwise agree with the parties. And the last one is company. Company is a volunteer association of person formed for the purpose of doing business, having a purpose of doing business, having a distinct name and limited liability. And for private company we have 50%, and public company have no maximum, and it register with Companies Commission of Malaysia CCM as a company under Companies Act 2016. And for management, member of company is either managers or director or agent. And we have six types of company: enterprise, limited liability partnership, private limited company, sendirian berhad, public limited company, company limited by guarantee, and foreign company. Incorporation of a company refers to the legal process that is used to form corporate entity or a company. And the effect, I give example. Tony Ference is the owner of Asia Group Berhad. Asia Group Berhad. Once the company is incorporated, Tony and Asia is a different person. And that's all for me. Thank you. Okay, for the third one, the third one is definition of agency, principal, and agent. For agent, the definition is relationship with substance between the principal and the agent, who has been authorities to act for him or to represent him in dealing with others. For principal, section 135, the person for whom such act is done, who is represented is called principal. And agent, also section 135, an agent is a person employed to do any act for another or to represent another in dealing with third person. And type of agency, we have 3: by formation, by function, and by authority. By formation we have 5. By function we also have 5, and by authority we have 3. And relationship between principal and agents, the first one is duties of agent towards principal, to obey the principal's instruction unless they are full act according to costume. And for right of agent against the principal, we have right to remuneration and right to lien. And the last one is the termination of agency. We have 2: by operation of law and by acts of parties. And that's all. Thank you. Okay, the last one is access of good. What means by goods is goods includes every kind of movable property other than actionable claim and money include stock and shares. And contract of sale, the definition is section 4.1 SOGA. A contract of the sale of goods is contract whereby the seller transfer or agree to transfer the property in goods to the buyer for a price. And agreement to sell is section 4.3. If the buyer breach the agreement, the seller may be sued for damage. If the seller breach the agreement, the buyer has only personal remedy for the damage against the seller. Implied condition in SOGA. The first one is implied condition as to title. Section 14A. They also know as ownership. And in contract of sale, there is an implied condition on the part of the seller that in the case of the sale, he has a right to sell the goods. And agreement to sell, he will have a right to sell the goods at the time when the property is to pass. And also we have the second one is implied warranty. Section 14B. In a contract of sale, unless the circumstances of the contract are such as to show different intention, there is implied warranty that the buyer shall have enjoyed quiet possession of the goods. And their example is, if Ahmad bought Lia a stolen book owned by Mia, the book can now claimed by Mia. Ahmad can claim a breach of quiet possession of the book. And what means by demo that quite non-habit is no one can give a better title than he himself possessions. Also, in other words, the seller cannot sell the goods that he does not own. And is section 27.1. And expectation of nemo that quite non-happen, we have 5. Estoppel, mercantile agents, joint owners, and voidable sale under a voidable contract and sale by a seller in possession. And I think that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. And if I do mistake or anything, I'm really sorry. So that's all for me. Thank you.